Alright. So, and we're off. Racing to the castle.
And I believe thalane is using one of the new sprites from the latest version of Randomizer 30.5, but I don't recognize who it is, so perhaps chat can... perhaps you or chat can fill us in on who that sprite is representing. But Jem is using the Pinkling sprite. And there was also a pretty early map check there. I didn't catch what most of the... I did see a pendant on, I think it was Desert Palace, but didn't catch most of it. Oh, and from the uncle, we have a hammer. Super nice to get early on. It's a great amount of offensive power, just slightly awkward to work with compared to a sword, but it also gets us through access to many locations. It's probably the best item you can get in randomized swords.
Well, there's 2 weapons.
Yeah, we're probably going to be looking at some quick escapes here. So a little bit of background. Team Awesome were the last ones to get through to the finals. They beat Fiaimi will do an interview, denying many people the chance to hear Fiaimi do an interview. So he's claiming ready to get crushed Gem 041, which is presumably some means of degrading him compared to Jet 082. And Jem is saying, meanwhile, saying he is fueled by the rage of all Fiaimi fans across the world, and there's no way he can lose. So we are going to see how that plays out.
I still am kind of upset that we're not going to get a Fiaimi interview.
I think everyone's upset. I don't believe Fiaimi has ever done an interview, right? And they've been running Randomizer for a long time. Cecil14 in chat says, what fans? But anyway, thalane gets a couple of guards here, so he's going to be fine heading into the back of escape. Gem doesn't have any bombs yet, but it's going to be easy for him to farm any rats and bats and snakes, which are called ropes for some reason. But I don't see anybody having any problems here. And Gem does need 2 hammer hits to kill the ball and chain guard. Claims a small key from the chest. So this being standard, this is mostly down to execution. thalane so far has spent a little bit extra time checking that map and getting a few bombs from killing guards, and Gem hasn't spent that time, which is why he's a couple of seconds ahead here. So although this is a race environment, we don't know how... This is a standard seed, so this is totally linear and down to execution more than anything else. And as for when we get into the rest of the seed itself, that really depends on how the items are laid out. We could be ending up with a very linear seed where you get all the items in set order and you have to go through the dungeons in a set order, no way around it. So that would definitely be execution based. Or it could just be items all over the place and down to luck. But that's the native randomizer. You don't quite know what you're going to get.
Yep.
Agent is pointing out that Gem has apparently stolen Fiaimi will do an interview's team logo on the stream, but with some additional P-pans. So Gem has managed to get his 1 bomb, so he's not doing any more farming now. And I think it's good. Yeah, there's a map, and so we've got 3 items in the back.
Yep. As well as the Saint chest.
So a little bit of RNG here, depending on where the rat with the key runs. In this case, he decides to run into the top left of the area. It costs Gem a little bit of time, whilst thalane is missing his hammerheads and takes for getting in the key himself. Yes, Gems is still a couple seconds ahead here. Gets another bomb drop from the rat, that's quite lucky. We've got 50 rupees, 3 bombs, and 5 rupees, so that sorts out some bombs for doing a Kakariko clear. Gem is the first one out of escape, and in the sank chest he has got the 300 rupees. So that's going to put our runners fairly close to Zora money. It will depend on what they get in Kakariko, but they're going to pay off the bottle fender, and depending on what other cash they find, they may farm up some stuff to go check Zora in a bit.
Yep.
Another map check on Gem's side there.
And it was a pendant at Desert Palace and just regular crystals. Also, yes, slip 6 for Jim is that's quite impressive for a standard escape, especially with the back 3 chests. Ooh, 20 rupee treble. Red rupees, that is. Is that tier 1 or is that... No, that'd be tier 2.
Tier pools of trees have been something that have always eluded me. Like, I know you get different tiers for killing a certain amount of enemies in area, but it's one of those things I've never been quite 100% on.
Yeah, it's tier 2. Because it's... Tier 1 is less than 4 enemies, regardless of damage or not. Tier 2 is if you've killed 4 or more enemies, but you have taken damage. Tier 3 is if you have killed 4 or more enemies and have not taken damage. And that resets every time you pull the tree, or whatever pull item you have.
So thalane is going for the adventurous play of skipping Kakariko and heading straight to South Hyrule and Lake Hylia to check the items here, whilst Gem is looting the hookshot from the bottom of Blind's hideout and the fire rod. So yeah, this is going to cost thalane a bit more time here because he's already skipping out those items. Like, they don't do too much to begin with, technically, because it's just for getting around the open world with. But the hookshot still gives you some mobility. You can hookshot to trees and get yourself around quicker. So definitely advantage Gem here, depending on unless thalane finds something really juicy here in Mini Moldor, like boots, for example.
Oh, we shall see. And we'll also see what's in the well. A glove. Just saw that in the last race I commentated a little bit ago.
Yeah, so that early glove puts Zora in logic already, so probably going to be seeing some people venture over there.
Flippers. Sword.
Okay, Flippers in Mini Moldor also puts King Zora in logic, so... ooh, Border Fender has Mirror. This is a pretty stacked early game. Both runners are in IC right now claiming they have a boots. That is probably a lie. I think there's a tiny bit of the runners trying to mislead each other here.
Oh my. You know, that's actually another funny thing about that. So you know how spin speed and other super speeds require boots, right?
Yes.
That's like a commonly known fact.
Yes.
Well, that's not entirely true.
There's a cool blue sword in Ice Rock Cave there, so both south of Lake Hylia and Kakrika Village are loaded with items today.
Yep. But the funny thing is, and I'm not even memeing about this, I actually have video of this. I got super speed, which would be normal in most circumstances, but I had no boots, and I had no manual staircase.
So where did you pull off that trick?
The first time I got it was in the escape sewers, and the second time was in Link's house. And I
Okay.
have video if you want to see it later.
Well, for now, we've got a race to handle, and there's a bug net from the
Yeah.
hobo, so...
That's why I was saying, like...
considering the banter we've seen already, if our runners are forced to do Aghanim 1, which seems pretty unlikely at the moment given their items, but you know, the moon pole may be on the pyramid and force us to do Agha 1, but yeah, might be seeing some bug net strats on Agha 1 today. For the memes.
Yep.
Thalane is immediately taking his cash over to King Zora, so he may be missing out on that mirror from the bottle fender. Depends what he does find here, though.
Alright, so piece of art. And the boots.
Okay, so the boots come a little bit later than what our runners claims on IRC, but hey, nice early boots. So we're going to be really fast.
Don't forget they're on a 10-minute delay.
Yes, I am accounting for that.
But the spin speed thing in Link's house, probably not.
Thalane kills a couple of Zoras to get his 1 rupee drop and put him in range for King Zora, and there's a magic cape on the Zora ledge, so
Yep,
that's
500 rupees exactly.
If he didn't already have Master Sword, that would put Agha 1 in logic, but hey, he's already in logic.
Just a very expensive heart container.
And Thalane is back down to exactly 0 rupees. So there weren't any particular cash drops there, so Gem is going to be a little short for King Zora, but so he's going to miss out on that heart container, but he will get a cape. And I can't quite recall how much cash there was in Kakriko, but Thalane can go for the tree pulls and farm some cash, so he's going to be good. In fact, what he's doing first is taking these boots to the left side of Sanctuary and checking out the bonk rocks here. Oh, there's a moon pole. No Agha necessary today.
Yep.
So, considering that Thalane was accusing Gem of being an inferior Jet 082, is this looking a bit like a Jet Seed right now?
Have we seen the, lumberjack tree?
No, we haven't, no. Nobody went up yet. Thalane, with the boots, is making the check now because it's much easier for him.
And it's not required.
Agha 1 is dead. Well, technically alive because he's just going to sit at the top of his town doing nothing, but, you know.
Yeah, it's not a confirmed not Agha seed unless you see the lumberjack ledge.
Gem is actually farming some cash from the cave here. One of the lesser known cash farms because you can only get 20 rupees here. Typically, if you've got the gloves and you need to farm some cash, you do it in the cave outside of desert. But Gem is on his way to King Zora and he wants that cash now, so he's going here. Thalane gets some spin speed just outside of the mini game to go check the racing game. Sees just 10 bombs and is on his way to do the rest of Kakariko.
Yep. Ooh, bottle.
Yeah, he can get that bottle, so he can check Sick Kid immediately, which Gem wasn't able to do.
Ooh, doesn't quite get... There we go, second try spin speed.
If I did it the first time, I would just dash over the boots anyway, before I do have to worry about cancelling your boots for those ledges, so yeah, I guess spin speed wins out. Alright, so kid has for
20
just 20 rupees.
rupees.
But it does give Thalane enough cash to go pay off the bottle vendor now.
Well,
Gem gets his extremely premium in love. And let's think about what is in logic. So we can't get into Desert Palace. We can check the eastern area, though we can't clear eastern. And
I mean,
though we can get up to... Sorry?
we have access to Dark World once they get the Moon Pearl and Thalane gets his glove here.
Yeah, of course. But we don't technically have access to Death Mountain either, though we can go up there. But like I said, we have got a lot of Dark World to cover.
Including
And,
mirror checks.
the Thalane is nearly done with Kakariko here, but I reckon Gem is probably going to be the first one to get to the Dark World portal outside of Kakariko, because he's just finished checking Bomb Crocs. But no, he's going to go over to check the Lumberjack too, so things still really close between our runners here. They kind of diverged at the start, but they've come together again.
Yep. Which is kind of interesting, but I bet Thalane will go straight to Dark World.
Gem is going straight to Death Mountain.
Well, I mean, it's a fairly simple dark room, and you get the permanent save quit point, so...
Yeah, it's certainly reasonable for him to do this, just kind of unexpected.
Yeah, you get an item, you get a save quit point. Why not?
Thalane making smart use of that mirror there to get to the front of Sanctuary. It's one of those tricks that not a lot of people get to... Quite a few people know it, not a lot actually get to practice it.
I mean, is it really a trick when all you do is press a button?
It is, because you kind of don't think of Sanctuary as being a dungeon. It is technically the end of a dungeon. But it only really works if you are saving quitting to Sanctuary. I think if you're in Sanctuary and you somehow got the mirror in Escape in a standard, and you mirrored, it would put you at the front of Escape again.
I think it... where does it stick you? I don't know. I think it sticks you wherever you enter, whether that be through the, piece of heart in a map is firelocked in Misery Mire. Good to know.
And there was I don't know if you saw it, but there was a tempered sword on top of Spectacle Rock, so Gem's going to get that pretty shortly. Well, not quite pretty shortly, because he missed his bomb jump there.
Thalane's gonna get it too.
Yeah, he has also taken the Death Mountain route. I mean, they have got a hammer, so they can check out... oh, Thalane misses his jump.
Also, that means that one item in Misery Mire is absolute garbage. And given that there's only 2 items in Mire...
Yeah, it kind of decentralizes Maya, but we don't know if it's a pendant yet, because these runners are... Okay,
Well,
Tim is checking him up.
5-6 at Skullwoods and Ice Palace, and a pendant at Thieves Town. I missed the green pendant.
I think I missed the green pendant too, but by process of elimination, it's got to be Turtle Rock. So Thalane does get his bomb jump, but he's still going to be heading into the Tower area a bit later than Gem because he missed his first jump down into the cave. Yeah, there we go. Green at Turtle Rock.
Or Turtle Rock, yeah. Green pendant, Turtle Rock, 5-6 at... Yep. That works. Some cache is in the western wing of Swamp. Okay, we're probably not seeing West Wing of Swamp, just saying.
Yeah, that's unusual. I thought if you get a hint for the West Wing of Swamp, you get both items there. Could I just be sick? Well, and if it was like 2 times cash drop, it normally says some cash and some cash is in wherever.
Yeah, no, sometimes you just get one for some reason.
Alright, not quite sync, but we do have some double tire room action here going on in Speed Gaming 2. The fastest tire room action you can possibly see in Tavera.
I mean, it's just kind of annoying.
Yeah, Jem was going for the active kill all the tiles route or dodge the tiles, and Thalane is taking the lazy man's approach of sitting on top of the crystal blocks and using iframes to just kind of AFK there and not worry about the tiles at all. Thalane is nearly out of magic, but there's a full magic vial just there, so no problem.
Yep. Also, why did only partially fill his magic?
Because he already had he was had drained enough magic that he couldn't use enough for 5-round shots. The full magic vial gives you a full magic refill, but it's like if your magic vial is 100%, it gives you that 100%. If you consume some magic when you're, let's say, like using the 5-round whilst it's filling up, it's still going to fill that 100%. But obviously the Fire Rod depletes a bit more magic than what Thalane had originally, so his overall magic goes down a bit.
Ah. Also, what was that?
A unique item is underneath Rock in Desert, as it's a hint towel I've never seen before. But I guess that's one of the new ones for 30.5. So I'm guessing that's in reference to Checkerboard Cave. I'm surprised it didn't actually say Checkerboard Cave, because that's a fairly ubiquitous name for it, but you know, under the Rock in Desert, there's only one Rock in Desert. Jem gets the Moldorm kill with greatest of ease with that Tempered Sword, and has his first crystal.
So what's new in 30.5?
I haven't played Randomizer. Well, I haven't played Randomizer since the new version came out. There's a lot more sprites. What Thalane's sprite is one of the new ones in 30.5. I'm pretty sure it is anyway. I don't know who it is though. And there were also some fixes to entrance rando logic, I believe, and some other things. But I don't think there's anything affecting like main normal randomizer.
Ah.
But yeah, there are quite a lot of fantastic new sprites. Yoshi in one of the races earlier in the league was using the new Yoshi sprite. It is fantastic. I think it's one of my favorite sprites already.
And my favorite sprite will always be Rainbow Link.
Now, Jem is going straight over to the east side of Death Mountain here, and Thalane is actually dying in Spike Cave. He does have that fairy.
Well, if my stream would quit buffering, it'd be nice.
Now, Spike Cave is kind of finicky with its logic. Obviously, he has a cape, so he can get through it in logic, but if you have enough heart containers and, I believe, a bottle, you can get you can put in logic just through brute forcing with life, but I believe you need like 7 heart containers for that. Ooh, Silver's in Paradox Cave. Not much use yet without that bow. But Eastern Palace and Palace of Darkness are both crystals today for a change, so we're going to need to find that bow somewhere. No fancy bow skips in Ganon's Tower today.
Sadly.
So Jem is first into the Dark World, well, technically first into the Dark World proper, though Thalane checked out Spike Cave, and he's heading straight to Hype Cave instead. So Paradox Cave didn't have very much, but perhaps Hype Cave some hype. Firstly, we have 10 hours, 20 rupees, a flute. Flute's pretty good, 20 rupees, and a piece of heart. So neither Paradox Cave nor Hype Cave having pretty much today. Hello, Gem. What are you doing? Are you looking to clear Swamp Palace early? You have got that hint about Rest and Ring, but hey, early Swamp Palace clear. Love it. Swamp Palace is a crystal, and they have had that hint about the Rest Ring already, and it has lots of items in here, so this is a pretty reasonable path to take. You can potentially find quite a lot of useful stuff in here.
Alright, I'm back.
Hint Island Swamp is a piece of heart is at Graveyard Ledge. Flame takes a safe crit out of Death Mountain. He's in Sanctuary, so it looks like he's going to be starting his Dark World trip from the Village of Outcasts area.
Yep. Alright, big key in the first chest of swamp.
And yeah, Verlaine proceeding north to the port outside Kakariko. It's a good spot for him to be in too, like both Skullwoods and Thievestown. Well, Thievestown isn't a crystal; it's just a pendant. But so he might be checking out a bit of Thievestown, but he's probably just going to launch straight into Skullwoods and clear that first.
Probably.
He is defying my expectations and actually looping south to the village first, probably just to check a few items in here and then go north to Skullwoods, maybe. Gem is making really decent speed through Swamp Palace meanwhile. Titansmiths in the south of Swamp.
It's been a while since I've seen that.
What is this swamp?
What was
Titansmiths
it?
and bow in a big chest of swamp.
Well, what's new? It's swamp.
Verlaine is diving into Feastown. I can only imagine he's going to check the first 4 items here. So, apart from medallions, because we don't know what medallion we need for Mizumai yet, this is kind of go mode for Gem. He's got a 2 or 3 chance of being in go mode.
Jeez.
There could be some conundrums here. Like the medallion for Maya, it could be on a pedestal. It could be maybe locked behind Turtle Rock, and you have to go into Turtle Rock and beat Trinex for it, and use one of your existing medallions to get into Turtle Rock. But yeah, if depending on the Maya medallion, this could be Jetsi confirmed. I think what Gem's going to do straight away once he's done here is flute over to Maya, see that medallion.
Oh, I mean, you have to. If you're this, close to being in go mode this early, you have to know immediately. It's like, okay, am I in go mode or am I still looking? Yeah, so, Revolving, you're a bit loud, apparently.
I'll see if I can change something. Anyway, Gem has his second crystal, and he should be heading over to Maya almost immediately after this. Like, both Verlaine and Gem are really skilled runners. They don't need Lamp. Who cares about Lamp? Just get for those dark rooms. No problem.
Yeah, I'm sure they're fine without Lamp. Gem? Has he activated his flute yet?
No, he hasn't, no. He only got the flute in Hype Cave, and he went straight to Swamp after Hype Cave, so no chance to activate it yet.
Okay. So gonna go straight up and activate that, and then find out, am I in go mode? If he is in fact in Go mode, this is the fastest Go mode I've ever seen. Previously, the fastest I'd seen was just shy of 30 minutes. It was like 29 and some odd seconds.
Thalane almost got grabbed by the hand there in Skullwoods, and I didn't see what his bunny sprite was, but it looked weird. Jem activates his flute, so get your 07s in chat for Jem. And I must point out that Jem skipped the bottle in the library. Really easy, bottle just went right past it. He doesn't care about bottles, he doesn't care about lamp. He wants to see Maya ASAP.
Oh, come on. This is those heart-wrenching seconds where you're just like, come on, come on, come on, please. Come on. It's
Takes
gotta...
time to kill the bird. It's
It
Ether!
is! We're
Jem's in go mode!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, so before even 31 minutes in seed, Jem is confirmed to be in go mode.
And was
And
in Go mode at like 27 and some change? Wasn't it?
I mean, if you can count him as being in go mode since he got that bow from the swamp, then yeah, probably about 26 minutes in. Jetty confirmed. Love it. So Thalane is taking a bit of extra time there to check the items in back of Skullwoods, and he's going to be in go mode quite a bit later, depending on when he goes into Swamp Palace or not.
Yeah.
Because he needs to get his Titans and he needs to get his flute. Then he can flute over to Maya, see that he can already get in Maya, and then he'll be in go mode himself.
You know, though, it's just, you know, it's even stranger because not only is Jim in Go mode, he's got Tempered and Silvers, which I'm sure he is perfectly happy with.
Yeah, and we can see he's launching straight into Maya here with no lag. This is going to be an extreme jet seed.
And we already know that left side Mire isn't required, so... You know, no matter where that, big key is, it's not gonna be in the worst location.
So you know how earlier in the race I was saying that like this seed could be like really linear and force the runners down certain routes and could be all down to execution? Well, here's the other way it could be all down to execution.
Well, there's
It's a
the
jet
big
seed.
This is like the epitome of a jet seed.
Thalane going over to check the bumper cave. It's 300 rupees. He's leaving that behind. He hasn't had that hint about the graveyard ledge yet because he hasn't been to the swamp, so he's also going to be checking out graveyard ledge. Thalane is falling behind here. Like just that early play into swamp by Jem and launching straight into go mode from the swamp. It's just putting him at such a massive advantage here.
I mean, though, to be fair, how often do you even consider that you might be getting into go mode at 30 minutes?
Very, very seldom. And anecdotally, a lot of the races have been extremely long and really convoluted with their routing.
Like,
At least here in the league.
Thalane probably wasn't even considering that Jim might be in go mode. Like, I'd be shocked if he even considered that as an option. You know, like, it just doesn't happen. Thalane probably feels perfectly comfortable in his position.
Yeah. So he's finished doing some fairly out of his way checks namely the Bumper Cave and King's Tomb. And just going to see where he routes from here. He may decide to dip into Pod, although he doesn't have a bow. It looks like he's going to loop north to Catfish, though. So yeah, he's just getting some out of the way checks done here, which is fine. He's in the general area, but it's costing him time. Time that Jem will not be spending at all. It's going to be pretty difficult for Thalane to catch up at this point.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty much... It's not over till it's over, but...
Like,
Yeah.
one point here is that thalane has picked up the blue mail. Gem is, he's got quite a lot of hug containers, but he's still only on green mail, so a couple of hugs from the big pig could put him back a few minutes.
True, but probably won't be enough. Like, even if the lane goes straight to swamp, which he might be doing actually, so yeah, the lane will be in go mode as soon as he does swamp and the pipe cave.
Also, were you aware that Gem was in the dark rooms of Maya just now? Because he just absolutely blitzed through them. It's as
Yeah,
if
I
he...
saw that. I mean, it's Jim.
Now, Maya is, if you know where to go in Maya, it can take you very little time, because all you got to do is just walk to the right spot, lift up a pot and put a cane of Maya block down, then
You
go
know,
through a few dark rooms, hit some crystal switches, and bam, you're done.
I am a little concerned, but it's probably not a big deal. But if the lane forgets to go to Hype Cave after, you know, that could be really bad.
But he's got to get his flight. He's got to get his food from Hype Cave. So once he's done with Swamp, he'll probably be headed over there.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if he forgets to go to Hype Cave, that's a problem.
Like at the time, we were saying Hype Cave and Paradox are pretty dry because Paradox had silver arrows and Hype Cave only had the flute. But considering he, and obviously you do Hype Cave before heading into Swamp, but once he's finished his Swamp, I really don't see him any way that he would skip Hype Cave. Unless he's like buying too heavily into the memes that Hype Cave is never worth it, he'll be headed over there.
So Sasha, I disagree. You know, going to Swamp this early and getting into go mode, you absolutely would feel like you've made the god play.
Well, there's not many other options for thalane to really do. This is a crystal dungeon. He can clear it. It's not like well, he can clear Ice Palace, but he doesn't have a Titan's Mitts for that. He has to get the Titan's Mitts in here. And he can't obviously clear Eastern Palace or Palace of Darkness because he needs to get the bow for that, which is also in here. So there's not a lot else he can do. It isn't a pendant dungeon. He did dip it into Thieves Town a bit, but only for the first 4 chests, which were nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I think that once the lane gets in go mode, he's gonna feel like he's ahead.
I don't know about that. He's got to reckon there's a pretty good chance that Gem went here before doing Skull Roots and such. And thalane spent quite a bit of time checking out the... speaking of this, thalane is now in go mode, but he doesn't know it yet. But thalane did spend quite a bit of time checking out the North Dark World, stuff that he knows that if Gem went here first, he's not going to do. So it's dependent. I don't think thalane is going to feel ahead. He's probably going to feel like he has to really try and do this as quickly as possible in case Gem has the advantage, and Gem just have the advantage. So meanwhile in pod for Gem, he gets the big key from the vanilla chest in pod, which is a bit mean, but he doesn't have to go into the back or the dark maze for it, so it's not quite as bad as it could be. Having a little issues with hitting the crystal block there with the sword beams. Like, this is a jet seed, so these little differences in execution are what are going to matter, but unfortunately for thalane, he's not going to be in go mode until he sees that Maya medallion, and that's going to be fair bit behind Gem at this point. He does have the Skull Roots clear over Gem, but that's it, and Gem has finished Maya, so he's really at no advantage here. thalane almost gets a 1 cycle there on Argus, but he just decides to start his thing where he expands the circle of Argai out from him just before finishing him off, so thalane had to wait for him to finish that animation, Argai being deaths. And, then finish off Argus with 1 silver and gets his crystal. Gem going through some more dark rooms here in Pod. But luckily these dark rooms aren't too hard to get through because he's got the fire rod, so you can just light those torches in here and you can see all the turtles, and it gets much easier to deal with the turtles that way. Without the fire rod, this is probably one of the hardest dark rooms to go through in the game. Alright, Flame gets his flute. So all he's got to do now is activate that flute, head over to Maya, and he will be in go mode. But it's going to be really difficult for him to catch up to Gem at this point. I do believe it is going to come down to whether Gem makes any big mistakes here, and if Thalane doesn't make any mistakes here. He doesn't really have any offensive advantage. All he has is the blue mail. And given that these are 2 very good runners who probably don't need the defenses to begin with, given their heart containers, it's going to be hard for Thalane to catch up here. But get your 07s in chat for Thalane is also activating the flute. Gem making use of that mirror to immediately loop into Eastern Palace and be able to clear it. If he's lucky with his big key here, he can get this done in pretty short order. Thalane headed straight over to Maya. He's going to be in go mode in a couple of seconds here. Doesn't kill the bird like Gem did, so he's going to freeze the bird here. The fact that he realizes he's in go mode probably means he's not going to throw the bird into the water, but, you know, maybe he will. Maybe for the memes. Okay, no bird toss confirmed. He's going fast. He needs to go fast.
Yeah.
Gets through the first room nice and quickly in Maya. You can do that really quickly and easily with the sword beams if you have access to them. Gem gets his positioning right in Eastern Palace and just kills 2 stealth forces really quickly with silver arrows before they even really appear on screen. He's got his big key, so he's going to be heading into the back now. No need to loop around to the vanilla chest. Thalane doesn't have to get over to the cutscene locked area from Maya, and we did get a hint about that, but he's still got to find his big key, which was in that one chest locked by the crystal blocks. Gem making a bit more use of her silver arrows there to just kill off stealth forces really quickly.
Yep. So, yeah, and this is just so strange to watch.
It's not the first jet seed I've seen. I've seen kind of like jet seeds in going to go mode at roughly the same time as this, but it's been a long time since I've seen one. And I don't think we've really had a jet seed like this in the league at all, so hey, finally in the finals, we get a jet seed. It's amazing.
Last time I saw a seed about this quick was Azazaz versus Astolia, actually. But unfortunately it was because Azazaz could hover, so Astolia fast.
So Gem is heading up to Skullwoods now. He doesn't need to waste time checking out the back chest like thalane did, and he's certainly not going to waste any time checking out the North Dark World chest, so he's going to make up a significant amount of time that thalane spent here. But Gem is already really in the lead here, so significant advantage to him at this point. Unless there are some big disasters in, say, Ganon's Tower routing, or he takes a death or fall to Ganon, it's going to be extremely difficult for thalane to come out ahead here.
I mean, unless thalane goes straight for the tile room. That could catch him up. Mostly, anyway.
Well, considering that, this is a... What is that bunny sprite?
I have no idea. I don't even know what the sprite itself is.
It looks like a mushroom in a jar kind of thing, and thalane goes downstairs for some reason. Oh yeah, he needs to hit the crystal block still. He's going so fast that he forgot to do the basic thing. So yeah, hitting the crystal block before you go up the stairs, one of those things you just kind of do automatically unless you're going so fast that you just kind of ought to get up the stairs immediately. So that costs thalane a little bit of time there.
Oh, he just threw the pot wrong.
Yeah, he threw the pot at the switch but missed it and then didn't really check it, so he got caught out there.
I mean, like you said, it's just something you do automatically. You don't really think about it at all. What's a Jojas soda?
I haven't played the game, but like that is from Stardew Valley. So I think this is one of the NPCs from Stardew Valley.
I never played or watched Stardew Valley.
It's on my backlog, but I have a really large backlog. Alright, Gem heading into Ice Palace now. And once he's done with Ice Palace, we will be starting the big key guessing game. No need to go into any pendant dungeons at all this seed.
Man, I usually guess 22, but I kind of want a big key and a small key in the Hope Room.
I usually go with 19 because I like to see it in the vanilla spot behind Ice Armor, along with the right side clear. But this is Jet Seed, so I'm just going to say 1. Big key 1 on a torch. But we will be starting a game once Gem is finished in Ice Palace. So if you're a subscriber or supporter of any of the Speed Gaming channels, so if you subscribe to any of the channels or you have donated 250 bits to any channel, you can enter the big key guessing game. And enter a number between 1 and 22 for where the big key is in this amazingly fast game.
You know, I wonder if we can get a world record seed. Well, quote-unquote world record. It's gonna be kind of close depending on where that big key is.
I do not know the world record for a standard randomized sword seeds, but perhaps...
I think it's a 103. It's gonna be cutting it close, depending.
Yeah, it really depends on where that key is in Ganon's Tower. But this would be a really good loadout for Ganon's Tower, even in a non-jet seed. But this is just, like, amazing.
I mean, we got tempered, we've got silvers. So that'll speed up the Ganon fight a lot. This is just insane.
Yeah, and this isn't just any old jet seed that could be found by anybody. This is 2 really top tier runners running this jet seed. Like, this is an absolute treat, and we could be seeing a really good finish time here. Barring any accidents, of course. Now, for Cold Stare, Jem just has to drain his magic with the Farod, and he uses a couple of sprint attacks to get the Cold Stare puffs in the corner.
Oh.
Super quick clean kill. That is how you do a quick Cold Stare. Gets a single arrow. So yeah, I am going with 1 on the torch, or maybe the right side. First chest.
Yep,
It
I
has to.
already.
We can't have a tower room. We can't have a tower room big key. Not in a seed like this.
Yeah, no, I want 1. I already placed my bet on 1. Come on, early big key, please. Please, we need a world record seed. Don't spoil it with the tile room, please.
I think Thalane and Jem managed to work out the memes from their system early in the race before their IRC banter, and once they realized it was a jet seed, no time for memes, no time for anything. Go, go, go.
Holy. We're at 51 minutes and we're headed up to Ganon's tower. My brain is just... What?
I know, right? Super Bunny Cave? No time for that. We don't need no swords, we don't need any mail upgrades, we don't need heart containers or half magic or anything. We gotta finish this.
My brain is still wrapping around the fact that we're about to open Ganon's tower.
You know, don't spend too much time wrapping that brain, because we're going to be done with this seed very, very shortly. Blaine takes down Helmasaur, but he's still got Eastern and Ice Palace to do. It's going to be so difficult for him to catch up. Jem has to have some major mistakes here for Blaine to catch up. Alright, first chest, small key. Second chest, 20 rupees. And he's going to the right side. He's not stopping to meme in Tower Room because nobody ever does that unless the seed has been ridiculous. And then he just kind of expected to be in a ridiculous place like Tower Room.
Oh, come on, please.
Yeah, one of those barriers there blocked his forward shot, so he's got to go back to the beginning of the room. That is unfortunate.
These crap berries.
Alright, he's through this time.
He needs to be a little careful with his health, though.
He's going for the right side, so if he takes a step here and has to come back, it doesn't cost him too much time, but you know, we're going for the fastest clear possible here. We want a fast clear. We want a big key to pop and swim. Instead, we have the gold sword.
Oh, there's a butter sword. Game! Okay, just put it on the torch, please.
I mean, my first guess was for it to be on the torch, so maybe it's there. Would be technically number 1, but you know, it's a compass. So number... Ooh, there's big key.
8.
That could have been number 2 if he went left side first. Wow. So let me count up. There are 2 chests on the right, plus the 4 more on that one, plus the torch. So that's chest number 8. 8 is our winner today. So, closest guess from a sub or supporter was 7 from Tao Demon. Congratulations.
Indeed, you the win. A lifetime supply of Randomizer seed redeemable at ALTTPR.com. Japanese 1.0 ROM not included.
As a consolation prize for anybody who gets closed up, you can also do the exact same thing.
Exactly.
So, yeah, this is going to come down to Ganstar execution now for Gem. So, he's got to send to the top here. He has got quite a lot of health. He doesn't have any mail upgrades, if it ain't got that blue mail from the front of Feastown. He's not taking the time to get a ferry from the south room there. He's going quickly. Gets a small heart drop from the Zazax there, so that's good for him, but he is leaving it behind. Now, I saw thalane use a ferry earlier. I don't know if Gem still has a ferry. I don't think I've seen him die anywhere, so I think he still... Oh no, he can't have a ferry, because thalane got that bottle from the library ledge which had the ferry in, so he was able to use that ferry. Gem has skipped bottles. He could have gotten that one bottle, but didn't get it from library ledge, so he's got no safety to work with here.
Yep. This is gonna... Oh, it's Jim, though. It's Jim.
He could powder the anti-vein here. He won't, because that costs time.
Oh my god. This is gonna be cutting it so close.
Oh, the one cycle Lambolus.
Oh. Can anybody confirm the exact time of the current quote-unquote world record?
This room can be a little tricky, but he gets a quick kill on all the Riz ropes there. This room is super easy for boots, no need to fuss around with the guards.
Gosh, he's got butter, he's got silvers. He's just going to breeze through Ganon.
Yeah, he can't take any Ganon hugs though, unless he tops his health back up to maximum. No Ganon hugs.
It's Jim.
Depending on where Ganon... Well, so let's talk about the Ganon fight. Depending on where he teleports in phase 2, thanks to that gold sword, Gem can pretty much one-cycle this, but it might be a bit tricky for him to avoid the fire bats. So he may be able to get inside Ganon and do some spin strats, or he may decide to just burn through his cape magic and kill Ganon that way if he tops up his magic here. So I think he's going to do it, yeah, because he was out. Alright, Moldom 2 here. 2 slashes of gold sword will finish Moldom off. We're not looking for any Moldom falls here, no falls.
Oh my gosh. We're less than 58 minutes in and we already killed Mordorm 2.
Gem does not check Moldorm 2 chest, not even hoping for hard continue or anything. He is going fast. So fast.
I think this is gonna be the world record seed. Assuming no Ganon falls or deaths.
That was a triple. Wow.
God.
That was a good Ganon pattern. Ah, blue ball. No hits. Another blue ball. Single hit.
301.
Single hit again. Gem.
3011. And 30111. That's Aga 2 down at less than 59 minutes. Wow.
It has been a long, long time since I've seen the seed this quickly. Maybe not sure. I am not sure. I'm not sure at this point. Somebody's got to check.
This is the world record seed. There's no way at this point unless he falls or dies to Ganon. Which is, he's gonna have to be a little careful. He can't afford to hits of any sort.
One hit will, from a Ganon hug or fire bats here will kill Gem. So to do this without getting any hits. He's going inside the fire bat, so he's going for the dangerous strategy of just dashing against Ganon. He's not using his cape here. He is just, wow, he's just out dodging this fire bats with the greatest of ease. And he's already in phase 3.
Oh gosh. I had to close my eyes, I just couldn't watch.
So if he hadn't had that accident in the right side of Ganon's tower, if he'd gone to left immediately, think of it, we could have had, this could have been possible in under an hour. Alright, phase 4. Single hit on Ganon. He gets a torch glitch. Almost gets knocked off. Okay, but this looks good for 3 hits. Gets a double hit. 1 more hit will finish off Ganon here. Okay, down goes Ganon. Don't be too hasty, Gem. You've got to get across that bridge.
Oh my god, it's a GG! Okay, I have the official time once he goes through the door. With the world record of a 1 hour and 36 seconds. And then thalane forfeits right behind him, but oh my god.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, because I've been so glued to this race, there's been a whole mass of chatter in IRC. Let's see if they want to come in for interviews.
Yes, Callis, this was the world record. Oh my god.
Okay, I can see that thalane wants to come in for an interview. I'm not sure about Gem. I can't. He's got to talk about this, right? He's already left a comment. In loving memory of my girl Furame and her voice I may never hear. Peep hands.
They're both interviewing, yes.
This is just what an amazing race. Okay, yeah, it looks like they need the. Looks like they haven't got the links yet, so it does get them over to them.
Oh my god, what? Just my brain's broken right now. Here, I can do it real quick. Hold on. I completely forgot they need that. Oh my god. Alright, links are sent. I just don't know what to say.
Alright, looks like they had to be steel marks on the track, so that's why they didn't get it. Okay, they are in Discord now. GG, guys.
My
GG.
God.
GG.
Hey,
GG Thalane.
GG Jam, dude. Nice time, man.
Okay, so first off, Jeb, congrats on the world record for standard.
Thanks. Just a shame about that right side GT stuff, or I think it could have been sub 1 down.
Oh yeah, it could have been easily sub 1 now if he'd gone left side first, because all he just needs to do was get that big key from the Star Phosphome and then get a small key, and boom, you're up the tower.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I don't know.
And it was a little unfortunate there that one of your firework shots hit the bay there, and so you had to spend a bit more time on the right side than you usually would. But wow, that's amazing execution otherwise from that. Like smoothest Ganon's tower clear, probably one of the smoothest I've ever seen.
Yeah, overall I was really satisfied with my execution. It was just right side GT and that spike rock thing, but other than that, it felt really good.
So I gotta wonder. So first of all, thalane, you went to South Lake Hylia, and you got. honestly see this being so quick. I forgot what the items are. I think it was the flippers and a sword, right?
Yes.
And you must have been feeling pretty good about those. And then Jem did Kakariko first, but you kind of both did the. You did the same route, but just in the opposite way. So after the killing out Kakariko and South Lake Hylia, what were your initial thoughts at that point? Were you thinking Jet Seed?
I don't know. I was really surprised that we got like all these good items very early on, and like I was just hoping honestly that there was nothing in like Hype Cave and Swamp because I knew Jem was gonna go there, so I went the opposite way, and I guess this time it worked out for him. It didn't work out for me, so I don't think there was like much I could have done. Yeah.
Like,
That's why you always do Hype K first, man. Always.
Yeah, I know. You always say that.
mean,
I don't know. I just like going to the Jamal cast first. It's my thing, I guess. I don't know.
like both of you went up to Death Mountain at the same time. Thalane was just a little bit behind Jem at that point, but not really significantly behind, like at most half a minute or so. And you both cleared out of Hera, you got the silvers from Paradox, and it's kind of like, where did you decide to go to Dark World first from? Jem just went to Hype Cave first and went to Swamp. Oh, look, am I in Go mode? Let's go to Maya. Yes, I'm Go mode. And for you,
Yeah.
for you, Blaine,
That
unfortunately,
was crazy.
you spent some time clearing out Skull Woods fully, which obviously wasn't necessary, and then you did the kind of out of the way Dark World checks in the north where you do the Graveyard Ledge, which there was a hint for in Swamp Palace, by the way. The first hint in Swamp Palace was cash above a pose.
Yeah, I read that, but I mean, as I said, I don't think there was like much I could have done differently. Even if I went to like Hype Cave and Swamp, I'm not sure if I could have beaten Jem with like in like an execution battle because he's like really really strong. So, but if obviously it would have been very close. But yeah, I think this is still very good. I don't know.
There was some potential, and unfortunately, you just got like the rando didn't quite rando enough for you, and for Jem, all the pieces fell in place perfectly. So
Yeah, I mean,
but,
sorry, go ahead.
no, he's first.
I was just gonna say, well, I mean, for the luck part, I have 2 other guys in my team, right?
Yeah, this does put you at 1-1 in the final so far, so there's at least 2 more games to go. So it's not over yet, but wow, that is what an amazing seed. Jem got a jet seed, putting the actual Jets 082 to same. We're going to have to start calling these Gem seeds now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was crazy. When I entered, just after getting mids, I was like, okay, what do I even need for Go mode anymore? Oh, it's just bow, maybe bombos. Then I opened the big chest and there's the bow. That felt so weird.
Yeah, I did Swamp first even because I kind of messed up with my like order of things to do that, and then I went like after Swamp I was like, okay, I really don't want Flute to be in Hype Cave, and then like the 3rd chest or something I opened, I was like, well, that's probably GG already, but let's try. And
did you do left side?
no. I got the hint that there was an like some trash item on the left side, so I just went for everything else. But yeah, this was probably the best seed I've ever seen, played, witnessed, heard about. I don't know, so I can't really complain about this.
Yeah, crazy seed.
Not even mad.
Oh my gosh, just... Oh man, 91 collection rate too.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been below 100 before, and now I'm almost below 90.
1 hour and 1 second collection, or 1 hour 1 second in-game time, by the way.
Yeah.
So, like, after this world record of a jet seed, have you guys got any more games that you're going to be playing in the upcoming matches?
Oh, by the way, Jim, I've got a request from one of the SG staff. Could you do this real quick for me?
It depends. What is it?
It's just simple. He just wants you to do that in SRL.
Oh. Oh, I already did that.
Okay. It's already done?
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I got that world record.
But yeah, going back to your question, Ocelot. So I think I might have to play Game 4 because that was like the last 2 playoff rounds. Well, they were always like, "Yeah, with thalane, you're gonna play Game 4." I'm not sure if it's gonna be the same this week because I lost that first match. I think the other 2. No, actually, I lost the first match against Goomba as well. So yeah, I'm probably gonna play Game 4, and if not, it's gonna be Game 5, I guess.
Okay,
But
well,
I'm not the person that decides things in our group, so I don't know. I'm not sure. That's just what I would guess.
Player B just casually setting world records, you know.
Yeah, for me, I'll probably be doing Game 5 if it comes to that. So Ak and Korik have to pull through at least one race if you want to see me again.
Okay, well, it does look like your next race is on the schedule for tomorrow, actually, at 3 o'clock Eastern, and that is going to be Aknaboka versus Ayoshi. So probably after this seed, they're probably going to get the longest, most terrible seed ever, just to comic balance. But wow, this was an absolute privilege to watch, and such amazing play to watch in too, in your execution and routing. Well, so great.
Well, there wasn't much to route this run. It was basically...
True, yeah, true.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it was just like one decision you could have made, and he did it. I don't know. Yeah.
I think all our minds are a little blown still.
But yeah, I just want to say thank you again, like I do always, for both you guys commentating and Cool Papa Bell for tracking this, because I'm just honestly amazed by other people, doing the work behind the scenes, because I have no time to do that with work going on and, playing all these matches and all that. So I'm always like super thankful, even though, it's kind of a standard thing to say that every race, but I really mean it.
It was our absolute privilege to watch you two guys race this seed. Our absolute privilege. Your Twitch links are in chat, so please do give Jem and thalane both a follow. They have more than earned it this race. That was amazing. And yes, so thanks to Cool Papa Bear as well for tracking for us, catching that blue male out of Feastown, which I didn't quite see because, everything's going fast. But yeah, thank you for joining us today, guys. And as mentioned, we have got the next league race will be tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern. I will definitely be watching that. There's no way I'm missing any of the rest of these races that one.
I contemplated just letting somebody else commentate today, but it was just like, you know what, people want me to commentate, so I'll do it. And I'm so happy I decided to do it now.
Yeah, so thank you guys for joining us, and thank you to Mafgirl for joining me on the comms. I think that's about sorts it for today. So do catch the race tomorrow. We do have the daily race going on at the moment, and also the spoiler log tournament, I believe. I think both those races will still be going. Oh, overall glitches, right. So both those races are probably still going to be going on because, world record seed right here on Speed Gaming 2. So do check those out. I believe they're on Speed Gaming 1, well, the main Speed Gaming channel, and Speed Gaming 3. And otherwise, we've got the next league race tomorrow. So I've been Revolving Ocelot. Thank you, Twitch viewers, for joining us on this amazing, amazing seed. And thank you to our runners too, and our tracker. And see you in the next race.
I've been Math Girl, and see ya, everybody.